Jotaro from Jojo's Bizarre Adventure. I don't know if I said his name right. Let me see. Uh, yeah, Jotaro's. Okay, so we kept them at, we put him up to 20% here on the physique. That's the biggest you can make him. Skin color here, we went with ivory brown. And it's the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Put the sixth one there for skin color. The hair, we went with this one here, which is in the second row, the third one, because it has like the little spikiness. It could go between either of these. Because I was looking for a hair that fits the character, and then also with the whole spikiness that kind of blends in with the hat. But I went with this one, and of course I made them all black. Uh, 100% on both here. The face, I went with the default face. Just looked perfect for this character. The eyes, pupil, I went with this one here. Second one down, first one. Pupil 2, I left that as the normal one. The eye color, he is kind of has a bluish green. I'm pretty sure it's just blue, but I kind of wanted to give it a more greenish color, at least from the pictures I'm seeing. Has that kind of tone to it. And of course, for the highlights here, I went with this one here. 100%. I put the eye size at 1, just to make it a bit, so it's not just so huge like that. Cat's eyes, put it at 1. Vertical position 5. Closed eyes at, crossed eyed at 0. And of course the edge thickness at 10%. The eyebrows, you could really just put any eyebrows, depending on how you want, I guess, your character to be, I guess, somewhat of the expressions. The eyebrows, of course, define that. But I went with this one here, which is basically the first one. The makeup, I didn't touch it at all. Guess we could, yeah, it doesn't really change at all, for some reason. But I just left it at default there. And I just lowered it down, just trying to see if it would change anything, but it didn't change anything on it. He's got no scars. For the face paint here, we went with the scar-looking one, just so we can manipulate it, just to kind of give it that cheekbone, that side angle definition on the character's face. That I've seen a lot of these pictures here. And of course we put it on both sides, and of course made it as dark as I could, and angled it just to give it that kind of tone to it. And of course 100%. For the accessories here, I went with the second hat here. It just seemed appropriate, and of course, as you can see, I did manipulate it to make it change the angle of it quite a bit. I kind of don't want to touch it here, but yeah, I just shrinked it, pushed it forward. Instead of having it on my head, I put it on the face and kind of moved it around. So instead of for the head, it would look like that, but I moved it around to the front face, like so. For the color of it, I just chose the metallic white, just trying to color it just like the suit here. but for some reason the coloring doesn't really look that doesn't look the same. It's like something's a bit off. I could go with this, but just wouldn't. It just makes it seem a little too dark. So I left it as a metallic white. And for the little emblem he has here, a little logo or little metal thing, he has, of course I went with the metallic gold. And of course I angled it so it fits the hat. And this is the heart here. And of course there's different ones like the stars and stuff. But of course it starts off in the chest area. When you put it on, you just have to move it around. And I moved it to the face as well, and I pushed it more forward and angled it and kind of pushed it into so it blends in with the kind of connects with the hat. This one here looks like as like a wing metal. And I used two different these two here, the horn and this wing metal, kind of combined to make the J that he has on his hat. And of course I had to manipulate it and move it around to fit it where it's at right now. Now I wasn't able to perfectly put it up against the hat itself and kind of splice it together. The way you move the items in this game is very, very difficult. This is the best I could make it. And of course here we got the horn, just like that. Just two different ones. I went with this one, or three different ones. I went with this one, and then just moved it around to keep it right there. And of course I made that as well as a metallic gold. And then down here I made the belt. I kind of just put it towards the waist and just kind of moved it a little bit to just put it right there. And I didn't change the color. I didn't think there was any need to. It looks perfect as it is. But of course you could change it to whatever you want. And of course this character has many different outfits with so much different colors, like black, white, purple. And some of them have like mixture colors in it with white and purple and greenish. But I went with this here. Now right here is, I put two of these same ones here. This is his earrings on both sides. Of course I made those metallic gold, and then I left this as default. And of course I had to move it around because they're basically the buttons right here. And I just put them onto the earlobes there. And move them around so it kind of fits the ear there. And yeah, that's basically the character. For the clothing, I went with the default one here. And of course, depending on what version of this character you like, you could change the colors, and you could add the little emblems. I went with this one just because I went with the white, just because that one seemed a lot easier to do. So yeah, I went with this clothing here, and of course I'd removed a lot of the stuff, or three of the things here. The gloves, and this little belt, leg belt. And of course I made these metallic whites on everything. Monotone white there, monotone gray, monotone black, and then paprika, the first one there, the lightest one, for the inner of the jacket there. And of course here you could just the purified mask and the mask frame is whatever you like, because these are going to be exactly how your character is going to be looking like throughout the cutscenes. And for the voice I just went with this one, just because it sounds like it. And that's basically it. Alright, thanks guys.